Chesapeake gets an average of almost 4 inches of precipitation each month, and that's a lot of water that has to go somewhere. Well, stormwater is any precipitation that falls on our roofs, our land, our roadways, and into our storm drains and ditches. From there, it has a one-way ticket straight to our local waterways. No stopping for filtration or water treatment plants. Now that means that anything that's along the street or in our yard can get picked up by that stormwater and cause a lot of problems. It's the job of the Public Works Stormwater Division to maintain over 2,700 miles of open ditch and nearly 1,100 miles of underground pipe. Stormwater management is a two-pronged approach that addresses the quantity of water on our land and streets and the quality of water in our local waterways.
When rainfall runs off and across the land, it picks up different types of pollutants, and the city has to manage that so that when ultimately it discharges to the rivers, it doesn't impact the water quality downstream.
Some of the main pollutants that stormwater runoff can carry to our waterways includes sediment, like something from construction projects, heavy metals from industrial areas, and something that might come from your very own backyard.
Bacteria. And that's a particular concern because a lot of Chesapeake citizens utilize the Elizabeth River for boating and swimming and water skiing, and we have high levels of bacteria which can be harmful to the public. A lot of the bacteria is naturally born from waterfowl, from geese, but a great deal of that comes from, unfortunately, folks that don't scoop their dog poop. There's also the addition of too much nutrients, and nutrients come primarily from folks overusing fertilizer, not properly testing their soil before they apply fertilizer. The excess runs off and it creates algae blooms. Many citizens have seen algae blooms in our stormwater ponds, which turn in the late summer to a stinky, nasty mess. That's primarily because of an overabundance of fertilizer.
Environmental issues aren't the only concerns when it comes to stormwater. Flooding is another one. The Stormwater Division maintains and repairs stormwater ditches and the stormwater pipe system to keep it flowing and draining efficiently. The Chesapeake Stormwater Committee also plays an important role in making sure city drainage concerns are dealt with. The committee is a group of appointed representatives who review current and future drainage projects, analyze rates and fees, and serve as a sounding board for citizens concerned about drainage issues.
But recently, the committee was afforded an opportunity to go out and take a look at what really happens when we talk about, for instance, a ditch maintenance project, in addition to digging the ditch and cleaning out the ditch.
The water goes through the unit, and then it comes out from these little holes. Just no different than the airplane jets. Takes the air from the front and push forward. And that when the water starts going out, nozzle will be going forward. All these jets come in from the back, will push the dirt back to the outside. And that big pipe you see on the machine, it will vacuum the dirt out. So we won't leave it in the ditch.
We had traffic control concerns. We had operators for the digging equipment. We had operators for the vacuum truck. We had dump truck drivers. So a number of city personnel went into that. You don't always realize that when we're sitting in a board meeting listening to a drainage complaint. That helps us to be able to convey to citizens that we understand that your project is urgent, but it takes a little bit of planning sometimes.
Now keep in mind that if your ditch fills all the way up after heavy rain and takes a little while to drain, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's malfunctioning. A lot of that water is seeping through the grasses and soils at the bottom of the ditch, and those grasses and soils are helping filter out some of the pollutants. In addition to ditches, there's also the pipe system to care for. Pipes both big and small, and sometimes those jobs require a little bit of technology.
We're videotaping this, I think it's a 15-inch pipe system that's going across the road. As you can see, it's a cave-in located in the middle of the road with a patch over it. What we're doing, we're trying to do it for the contractors so they can identify where the situation or where the problem is existing inside the pipe. But unfortunately, we ran into a situation where there's a lot of water inside the pipe. Right now, the TV is telling me that the pipe system has dropped. So we'll let the contractors know what's going on, and from here, they'll know exactly where to find the patch at. Dig it out, either wrap the pipe or replace it.
Opening in here somewhere, the water is flowing through. See, it's coming right through there, and it's trickling on down. This is what we call the camera truck. And that's the camera device. These are my computers, a laptop. This is the panel that controls the camera that's inside the pipe. So a lot of times I catch stuff in advance before it becomes a big situation. And then they'll take it to the engineers and see what they want to do next. So I'm on this job.
As you see, we got traffic control out here. Then we have the right equipment we need to do the job. Then we have teams set up, or we go out here and cut the patch. Then we come in with the machines and dig it up. Once we expose the pipe itself, then we go in, get some filter fabric. We either wrap the joint tight as we can. So a filter fabric is basically a piece of equipment that's used so water can come in, but the soil won't come out. So eventually that'll stop the cave in. So that's how we handle it. This is a common problem because sometimes you run into systems where they're real old, and a lot of systems need to be replaced throughout the city. But most of the time we can patch them up by wrapping the joints, trying to save a lot of money by wrapping pipes, or sometimes not even be a cave-in, might be something like a utility problem. Might be utility, and they just go ahead and grout the line and be finished.
Other crews help clear ditches and drains with these trucks. They have high-pressure hoses, jet sprayers, and a giant vacuum.
If they're full, it's going to drain, but it's like pulling the plug on a bathtub. It's going to go down, but it's not going down just like that. But sometimes it's so full that it's completely clogged. That's when your streets flood, and it can be as easy as sticking a pitchfork in there and moving something around. There's your water. But we get called when there's floods with this truck because it does the right job. We show up with the truck here, and the vacuum, it sucks up anything. Water, cinder blocks, mason stone. We just start using a pressure washer. We clean the basin out because if that basin's full from top to bottom, you've got to clean it down to get to the pipe because that's just half the battle. Once we're done doing that, we've got to flush the drain and get everything out of there. Just stick the vacuum in there and it just sucks it all up and it's good to go.
You can help reduce flooding and keep our waterways clean by remembering one simple thing: only rain down the storm drain. And that's whatever works. I'm Elizabeth Vaughn, and we'll be right back.